Hey, what's up, everyone? Happy Friday, and welcome back to another Friday Live with Karwana D, your government contract strategist. I hope you guys have had an amazing, productive, and effective week this week. Today, we're going to be talking about 10 biggest hurdles that keeps most business owners from making money in their business. And this could be true even if you are making some money. We must all consider the fact that there's always more money that's being left on the table, of course. And even I experienced that even until this day, leaving money on the table. So can we talk about that today? Is it okay with you that we talk about some of the biggest hurdles that we should overcome and begin to address and really take a deep look at that will keep you from making money in your business? All right. So for those who are joining me today, welcome in. I am Karwana D, a government contract strategist, and I help women and minority small business owners grow profitable businesses by teaching them how to land the number one biggest purchaser of business products and services in the world as their customer, and that is the U.S. government. So I'm excited to share with you some of the hurdles that we can address, begin to think about how to overcome those hurdles so we can actually release and receive the cash flow that is destined to be in our bank accounts. Is that okay with you? Let me know in the chat. Put that in the chat if it's okay. If you are joining or watching or re-listening to this later, still put it in the comments. If you're joining us on the podcast, welcome and thank you so much for tuning in to our podcast. Feel free to check us out also on YouTube so that you can chime in on the conversation that we're having. Hi, Wilfred from Wilfred Wagner. Hello, how are you? Awesome. Thank you so much for joining in. So let me know who's here. Say what's up. If you are joining on the Facebook, in the private Facebook group, GovCon Insider, where you will receive lots of freebies, access to our early access to any of our events, discounts on some of our products and services, templates and all those things by going to govconinsider.tv. That's how you become a member. If you're joining from GovCon Insider, be sure to click on the link on the StreamYard link so I can see your name. Hi, Wilford. I see you're from Syracuse, New York. All right. So I just got back from New York. I hung out in New Jersey and Manhattan and all those different areas. Saying I have a daughter that was going to school down there. So I love it. New York is just a little bit too fast paced for me, but I love the East Coast because of the culture. And one of the things I love the most about the culture on the East Coast is all the mom and pop shops still exist. So in the communities, there are mom and pop stores. You don't see all these big food chains moving in and all these grocery chain stores moving in. You see people from the community selling back to the community, keeping the economic, development within the community and all those great things. And that's what I love most about small businesses, right? So anyways, today I want to address 10 big hurdles that keeps business owners from making money in their business, right? So we all know that, of course, we need to make some money in business in order to officially and effectively experience, what it's like to really be self-employed, to be an entrepreneur, to be a boss. Of course, you want to know how to make that moolah so you don't have to worry about, am I going to have to go back to work? How am I going to pay my bills? All of those things, right? Of course, these 10 things that I'm going to share with you today is going to be able to, help you move the needle more into that direction. Or even if you're already making some money in your business, some of these hurdles, of course, may still be issues for you. And now we're going to give you a little bit of, guidance on how you can remove some of these hurdles out of your life so that you can make more money in your bank account. All right, cool. So number one, as a coach over the past several years of, just working with entrepreneurs, consulting, coaching, presenting and speaking, across the US, one of the biggest hurdles that I see that keeps most small business owners from making money in their business is, write this down, don't have money, right? Number one is most small business owners don't have money, right? They don't have the money that's required and necessary to invest in the tools, the education, the knowledge, and the resources, or even marketing to grow their business, right? So can we talk about it? Because this is a real life experience. Like, this is a real thing that really exists. And y'all know I love to keep it real. I talk about these things because I've been there, and I understand that you have to have money to make money, right? In order to make money in your business, you have to first have money, right? Well, what do we do about that when you don't have money in the first place? Well, there's multiple ways that you can actually get a little bit of money so that you can invest it into your business to make it into a lot of money, right? And so that is the key. So here's the thing: most small businesses that don't have money, they're like, well, I don't have the money to invest in my business, or I don't have the money to invest in marketing, or to invest in my website. I don't have the money. I don't, right? And they stay stuck there, right? But my question to you is, if that is your claim, what are you going to do about it, right? Because if you don't have the money today, unless you do something different, you won't have the money tomorrow. You won't have the money a year from tomorrow. You won't have the money 2 to 5 years from tomorrow, unless you shift and do something different. So the question is, what are you willing to do about it, right? And when I was in that boat, when I did not have money, or the little bit of money that I did have, I didn't see it as a seed that I can use to invest in my business to get out of my situation. What I did was I started to brainstorm about different ways that I can continue, or to start to make, more money in my business. Like, how can I make money? So I started thinking about cars, renting my car on Turo, doing Uber, doing food deliveries, like all those different things. Like, these are sort of like some of the real things that I did. And of course, as small and minute as it was, that's just, you have to do what you got to do in order to do what you want to do, right? And so for me, doing those things and accumulating extra money, taking surveys, like I used to drive 45 minutes to do a 1 hour survey that will pay me like $200 to $300, right? And those types of things, you have to hustle. Like, you got to figure out what you're going to do and what you're willing to do to come up with the money that will change your life. Because what I come to know is little becomes much when you invest in yourself and when you believe in yourself. But you have to figure out, well, how am I going to get the money, right? And there is, like, everything that I talk about is all backed by scripture. Like, all of these things, like the principles of the Bible and the biblical things that you read in the Bible, you can actually apply that to your life and your business, and it still works the same. Like, when it says that give and it shall be given, pressed down, shaken together, running over, and all those things. Well, you have to have something to give in the first place, right? In order to reap your harvest, you have to be sowing a seed. Well, where are your seeds? Most people are coming to the table and they want to reap the harvest without sowing a seed. And so here's the thing is, so if you don't have the money, there are multiple ways that you can come up with the money. And I just named a few. I used to also class action settlements, right? We're all consumers. They have free money. So, and I can tell you, if you want to know more about these things, text me, inbox me, all that stuff. And I'll just share with you some of the tools and resources and things that I like specifically that I use to start making a little bit of money, reinvesting in myself so I can make more money to reinvest in myself to make even more money, right? Because that's just the way that it works. But anyway, so here's the key, right? If you don't have money, here's some things that the wealthy people do. Do you not know that the Rockefellers and all of these mega multi-trillionaires, did you want to know what they really did? They didn't really always have the money. Guess what they did? They leaned on credit. They leaned on business credit. They leaned on personal credit. They leaned on their credit cards. They borrowed, all those different things. Like, they borrowed to invest in their, what turns out to be their empires and their legacies now. So it's like, you got to be willing to do what others won't do, by Les Brown, right? In order to have today what others won't have. You got to be willing to do that. So that is the number one hurdle, is not having the money. Let's fix that. Let's get over that hurdle and figure it out, right? Number two is, now that we're talking about credit, most entrepreneurs have bad credit. So you don't even have the credit in the first place to be able to lean on that. But do you not know that credit is, of course you always hear that credit is bad and all these, it's just what you do with it. Credit is what you do with it, literally. And I used to, first of all, I was so ignorant that I had no clue of how really to use credit. Initially, I use credit for all the wrong things. I love to shop. So I shop. Credit cards gets too much, ends up on debt as bad debt. Now your credit score is gone. But guess what? Now, as you get smarter, you learn to work smarter, not harder. You learn have to have a little bit more wisdom of how you can leverage credit. So guess what? If you have bad credit, the key thing here is it can be fixed. Write that in the chat. It can be fixed, right? So I don't know, I can't even tell you how many times I've had bad credit and fixed it, and have bad credit and fixed it. But now I'm a lot more wise with what I can do with a 700 credit score. And guess what? It only takes 3 to 6 months, depending on how bad your credit is, or 6 to 12 months to get to that credit score. So if credit is what's holding you back from getting the money and obtaining the money that you need to invest in the things, the tools, the resources, and whatever it is to take your business to the next level, where we're talking about landing multiple contracts or whatever that next level of investment is for you, or the return on that investment is going to be. We're talking about growing wealth and generating wealth. So we can't let nothing stand in our way by any means. And so ideally, if you have bad credit, I mean, there's so many things that you can do. You can hire someone, and as little as $100 down and $80 a month. Literally, I know someone, if you have bad credit, can fix your credit over a 6 to 8 month period that will give you access to money. So once you have that 700 credit score, guess what? You get those $20,000 credit cards, you get those $10,000 credit cards, or even $50,000 credit cards, depending on your claimed income, right? Depending on that, which you can leverage that capital. Now you're accessing capital and banking on yourself. You're accessing capital in order to invest in things that will bring you in even more money, right? So what most people do is they get the credit card and they go shopping, or they get the credit card and they go or get the credit and go buy a car. Well, those are liabilities. Those are not assets. And so when it comes to creating wealth and generating wealth, we want to learn to turn our problems into solutions and stand on our solutions to create wealth. Is that okay with you? Is that all right? Yeah, bad credit can be fixed. I see you, Nepal. What is it? Nye. I see you, Nye. It can be fixed. Okay. Meek Biggs Anderson, it can be fixed. Yes, it can be fixed. It can be fixed. Yes, absolutely. And so the thing about it is, most people just say I don't and I can't, but they don't know that the I don't and I can become I will and I can. I don't and I can't can become I will and I can, right? But it's all in how you view things. And are you going to stare a mountain straight in its face and tell it to move, right? Knowing that a mountain don't have legs and it can't move? Or are you going to get your rope, anchor it in the mountain and climb over it, right? So it's up to you what you want to go, like where you want to go and how far you want to go. And so I just want what happened to my my baby messing with everything around here. Excuse me. And so it can be fixed. Absolutely. Absolutely. So that was the number 2. If you have bad credit and that is the problem and it's in your way, I want everyone under the sound of my voice who has that as their hurdle to agree that we're going to get those hurdles out of the way. All right. So number 3 is you're just getting started, right? So some people use the excuse that I'm just getting started in business. So, okay, what does that mean to you? Well, I'm just getting started doesn't mean anything, because guess what? You can just get started and just get paid at the same time. How about that, right? There's so many ways for you to grow your business, specifically strategically. When we're talking about government contracting, it does not mean that you, just because you're just getting started, that you can't land a just getting 6-figure contract. Like for real. I've seen it, and I'm just saying these things happen. Even if your first contract was $50,000, well, now you're $50,000 richer than you was, and you can reinvest that into your business to make even more money. Can I get an amen? That's why I feel like I'm preaching today. I'm just playing with y'all though. But okay, so just getting started. So whether or not, it doesn't matter if you're just getting started. Do you have a strategy? Most people come to the table or have these big dreams, but they haven't written them out. What is your strategy? Have you written out your goals? It's amazing the things that we can accomplish when you write out your goals. And beyond just getting started, your plan should be to get paid within your first 6 months of business, not to pay out money, not to continue only to pay out money, but to also make money in your business. That should be your goal. Excuse me. All right, cool. So number 4, and this is the one I love the most, is most business owners are prevented. The hurdle keeps them from making money in their business is they're always looking for a 100% guarantee in somebody else, right? So if I start this business, am I going to make money? I need to 100% guarantee that I'm going to make money in my business. Well, the guarantee should be on you. You have to 100% know that you're starting something that you're passionate about, that you're going to go to work for, that you have a strategy in place, and that you're going to execute. You are your guarantee. It doesn't matter if 1 million people don't have success in one thing, right? Does that mean that you won't have success in that one thing? No, because guess what? We're all different. We don't know what those 1 million people did. Maybe they got into something and did not do anything, right? But the one, right? It's the 1% that does the work that succeeds. And so whenever you're looking for a personal guarantee, you're really just saying, I don't believe in myself. So I'm going to put all of my belief in you, and I need you to tell me that you're going to walk me through, handhold me to my success. No, your success is going to be dependent upon what you do and how you do it. All right. So the only guarantee in life is you, right? So the only guarantee in life and your success is going to be what you do and what your efforts you put in, right? So so somebody type in the chat, I am my own guarantee, right? So hopefully my screen is not frozen, because I don't know what just happened here. So all right, cool. If y'all can see me, let me know. I don't know if I'm frozen or not, but all right, cool. So 100% guarantee, that's what they're looking for. That type of mindset will keep you from making money in your business, because you'll be afraid to make investments in your business because you're waiting for a 100% guarantee, not knowing that you are the guarantee. If you do the work, you will get the results, period. Point blank. That is what I know. Okay. So let me see. Not sure if it will work for them. All right. That's number 5. Some people are being prevented. One of the hurdles of being prevented is because they don't necessarily know if what they're doing is going to work for them. Excuse me. It's Serge's time, y'all. It's his turn on the microphone. Come on, baby. So they don't know if it's going to work. You want to get on the floor? Okay. Okay. You want to crawl? So they don't know if it's going to work. Not sure if it will work for me. They don't have any faith. They have disbelief. Sometimes it's what you believe, right? It's what you believe that like how far you go is based off your belief system. So if you don't believe that you can succeed, then guess what? You're absolutely right. But guess what? It works the same as if you do believe that you can succeed, then absolutely you're right as well. So it's what you believe. How far you go is based off your belief system. And here's the thing, like I'm not a big Kanye West fan, but I watched his documentary over the past weekend. 6 hours of documentary. And I'm not even a television watcher. I don't watch TV at all, but I watched his documentary because I was just curious to see what was all the hype about. And one of the things that stood out the most to me was his belief in himself. He was talking about how 2 things, right? Number 1, he used to, before, when he was broke, didn't have a record deal, was hustling, trying to figure out how to get himself in position to be signed to Rockefeller. He used to walk through the train station, practicing his Grammy speech. So he saw himself in it before he even got there. Now, this is a person that nobody except for the local community didn't really know who he was, his gifts, his talents, or how great he would be. But he saw himself being just that, which means your faith and how you believe and what you stand on, right? it all makes a difference in what you will actually accomplish. And the other thing was, even though he had begun to build some traction in his business, people started knowing who he was, hearing his music. He had gotten himself into certain doors, and even though he had eventually got signed to Rockefeller, it wasn't until he invested in himself. He sowed the seed, right? He went out and did what he had to do so that he can do what he want to do, which was be recognized by Rockefeller so that they can actually put out his music and give him a release the budget so that he can be marketed as an artist, right? Because otherwise he was just sitting on the shelf, right? But it wasn't until he hustled up selling beats to come up with his first $30,000 that he had invested in the Through the Wire video. He invested in himself that helped him to become a multi-billionaire. Now, just imagine if he didn't have the money and said, I just don't have the money to do that, where would he be? Just imagine if he didn't have the hustle and bustle to do what he had to do in order to go where he wanted to go to do that. Just imagine if he saw the $30,000 investment as an expense that he just could not afford, right? It was very necessary for him. And so he did what he had to do to make the sacrifice to sow. And guess what? When you sow a seed, you reap the harvest. Absolutely. Yes, you do. And so now he's he's one of the biggest, artist, hip hop moguls that there is, even though, he has some psychological things going on. But still, the point of the moral of the story is he saw himself first, and then he believed in himself, and he bet on himself so much to the point that he invested in himself. And that was only when, then and only then was when all of that abundance began to release in his life and to help him get to where he is. And so you have to believe it. Right? Some people are not sure if it will work for them, but you have to be 101% sure that what you're doing and where you're headed is going to work for you. Number 6 is negative energy. Number 6 is negative energy. Some people are just negative. Like if you're a nasty person that's negative, who complain about a whole lot of things, believe it or not, yes, you may still see some blessings in your life, but there's a whole lot of more blessings that will come your way if you're like in total full alignment, right? So there's fear and doubt, right? Fear and doubt are on the opposite sides of the coin, right? There's a heads, there's a tails, there's an up and a down, there's an in and an out. There's only two sides to every coin, right? You have the ability to either focus or channel your energy into negative things, which brings negative things into your life, right? Or to channel your things into positivity, which brings positive things into your life. So faith, it actually comes from positive thinking, positivity, right? But if you have doubt, that means you choose, right? Because we have a choice to go in or out, up and down, or whatever. You choose to have the negative things fuel your doubt, right? So you're either a believer or you're not. You either believe in yourself or you don't. You either have faith that this is going to work for you or you don't, period, point blank, right? So some people just don't have the faith because they're channeled by negative energy. Oh, this is not going to work. Oh, such and such said this, they failed at this. Oh, such and such told me that I shouldn't even try. Oh, such and such, this is the reason why I shouldn't be doing this, whatever. Everything is just negative. Even when people like work with me in a program, they're like, oh, I'm so overwhelmed. Well, let's talk about that, right? Because I don't want you to speak that overwhelmed. Let's take a step back and see what it is that what are you really feeling? Oh, you're unorganized, so you don't have your stuff together. Okay, so guess what? We can fix that. Let's help you get your stuff together, right? Because when you focus on the positive, you actually achieve your success that much faster. So negativity definitely will absolutely keep you broke. Negativity when you're thinking, things like, I don't know if this is going to work for me, or it's not going to work for me, or what are the odds, or what I'm saying. So you just want to definitely think about, where's your energy? Are you full of faith or are you full of doubt, right? Some people have no time, right? They don't have no time. But guess what? We've all been given the same 24 hours in a day. So what are you doing with your time, right? How productive are you? Do you have a morning routine? All of those things, right? When you don't have the time to make money, something is wrong. Like what do you have the time to do? Watch TV, hang out, whatever it is, right? So we have to switch and adjust the way we spend our time, right? It's called having a purpose-driven life or a purpose-driven business. What are you doing with your business? Are you focusing on money producing activities a majority of the day versus all of the other many things? Some people think they need to build a website, create a brand, get a logo, have like all of these other things that we're spending our time on that brings absolutely no money into our business versus doing things that produces money a majority of the day. So where are you spending your time? So having no time is definitely one of the obstacles and hurdles, that can keep you from making money. So if you don't have enough time, if you're not spending at least 5 to 10 hours on money producing activities or learning something that's going to teach you how to make more money, then what are you spending your time? Because what you think about, that's how you spend your time is basically something you're thinking about, right? So you become what you think about. Just like Earl Nightingale. Like if you don't follow him or if you haven't listened to any of, he's like an old thought leader, right? Earl Nightingale is the one who talked about the secret. You become who you think about. You become what you think about. Like how are you spending your time and all those different things. So check it out. That's definitely a great concept, right? How are you spending your time? So having no time to make money. Well, how are you so busy that you don't have time to make money? That doesn't make sense. So let's readjust and figure out what our priorities are. So if you ideally, if you put God first, family second, and then all those other things after that, right? Then you will be in total alignment and your time actually will be more productive. You can be more productive when you're with your time if you organize in that manner. So I'm on number 8. Fail to plan. A man without a plan plans or a man who fails to wait. If you fail to plan, then of course you plan to fail, right? So a man without a plan is basically headed towards failure. You have to have a plan. What is your plan? Have you written it down? Is it out of your head? Do you recite it to yourself on a daily basis? This is my plan, right? You have to speak things into existence, at things that are not as if they were so. Honestly, principle in the Bible, but it's real. Apply it to your life, and I promise it will work, right? So, do you have a plan? You have to specifically have a plan. If your goal is to get to your first 6 figures, if you don't have if you haven't made 6 figures, you can do that. Like I promise you can do that, and I promise you I can show you exactly how to do that. Honestly, I promise you I can show you exactly how to do that. But you have to have a plan and a strategy, right? If your goal is to add an additional 6 figures, if you're already, for all my already 6-figure earners, additional 6 figures or additional multiple 6 figures, I promise you can do that if you have a plan and back into that. If you have a plan and a strategy and back into that. It's all about the numbers. Everything in life is mathematical. Everything is about numbers. And so if you don't have a plan, it's really hard to get there. This is just how, like, if you've never been somewhere before and you just try to wing it and drive, right? It does not work. You'll be driving for several hours in circles trying to figure out how to get to where you want to go, right? However, if you have a GPS, which is your plan, right? You can get there faster, more efficiently, more effectively, right? They even tell you there's a police on the side of the road. Like the GPS will tell you there's a car pulled over on the side of the road. Well, that's because it's a plan, right? It's a plan and it's a strategy. So yeah, absolutely. If you plan to fail, if you not to plan to fail, if you fail to plan, then absolutely you plan to fail. Excuse me, y'all. Y'all know I'm a mompreneur and all those things. Mompreneur too. So, all right. So, fail to plan. Number 9, lack of strategy. Right. Nay PD said Hebrews. Absolutely. Hebrews 11:1. Yes, you have to have a plan. Let's see. AF Nuff says, I have a full-time job overseas looking to take steps after retirement. Is a $1 trillion government contract accelerated program for me? And if I am not in the United States presently, if you are a U.S. citizen, you don't have to be in the United States presently. If you are a U.S. citizen and you have a business or plan to start a business, yes, it's for you. Yes, absolutely, you can do that. Let's see. Absolutely. NP nice said, oh, I can't even click on anything. I don't know what's going on with my computer, but otherwise I will bring it up. So I don't know if Stacia, if you're on here, I'm gonna need you to bring up the link for them to book a call. But anyways, so yeah, so without a plan, of course, you plan to fail. I'm interested in learning how to access state contracts. D Bowden. Yes, absolutely. So definitely schedule a call, and if Stacia, if you're on, you can drop the link because my computer is for some reason is disabled, so I can't click on anything for some reason. But so the other thing is lack of strategies. You absolutely have to have a strategy, right? You have to have a strategy. Not only a plan, but a strategic plan, right? So it's just like, how do you get to $1 million, right? So let's do the math. 10,000 times what? 100? That's $1 million or whatever. Wait, 10,000 times 100? Yeah, I believe that's it. That's $1 million. Or $1,000 times 10, right? Or no, $1,000. No, that's not it. Y'all get the drift. Do the math. I don't have access to my calculator right now because my computer for some reason has disabled itself. But do the math. It's all about the math. Is your program affordable for a newbie without a big budget? That's a really good question. And it's really a question for you. What is affordable to you, right? Is your program affordable? Well, can you afford to make 6 figures this year, right? And then ask yourself that. And if that's the case, then yeah, it's affordable because it's not going to cost you 6 figures to do that, right? So like affordability is really subjective. It really is. It's subjective. And you can be a newbie without a budget and still make money. But guess what? You still have to have a seed to bring to the table. And guess what? So some of these hurdles and things, especially when it comes to like the financial objectives, that's like the number one thing, which is why I covered that very first. I really because I understand I'm a small business still, and I've been in the boat where I didn't really have much, but I had to figure out how to get it and all those different things. So I've been on the other side of all the things that I talk about. And so I really have gone above and beyond to create resources and to bring on partnerships to help people access our educational programs that's going to show you specifically how to make money in your business. Like, and I'm not talking about little money. We're not talking about a couple thousand. We're not talking about 20,000. We're talking about real money that's going to change your life, right? So I've gone above and beyond to make it accessible. So we have financing partners. We have people. In fact, I just had a call today with a financing company that is promising to finance 100% of our people, regardless of your credit. But of course, you got to have something to bring to the table. You got to have some type of income that can show that you can pay that loan off, but regardless of your credit. So that removes credit hurdles and all those things. And so this is what I'm doing is because number one, I'm here to educate, to inspire, and to impact small businesses across the US. And sometimes when you don't have that type of access to information and access to resources and all those things, it could be a hurdle. And I understand that. So we're bringing some resources to you. And I've done the research, and I'm actually investing in these resources so that I can bring them to people so that you can have it, because my goal is to help people get these contracts. Because guess what? We're talking about 6 figures, multiple 6 figures, and for some of you, even millions of dollars annually that you can be adding to your business bottom line. That is life-changing income, right? And when it comes to Black and brown business owners, which is who I serve primarily, the Black and brown community, this is going to impact our community in a major way, not only in your family, but in your community, and building legacies and being able to do things that we've never thought possible, right? So yes, absolutely. Stacey, you have to put it up there because it's my computer is not clickable. So you have to just put it on the screen if you can. So absolutely. So definitely, who was that asked that question? Let's talk insurance. Yeah. Just know, book a call with us, with our team, and we're going to help you. All right. So we're going to help you. If you're serious, we're going to help. For everyone that's serious, we're going to help you. Like I'm saying, we have multiple resources to help our people. And it's really just about getting the knowledge and the education that I'm going to teach you and hand walk you through the process. Like, you cannot lose if I hand walk you through the process. The only way you will lose is if you do not do the work. or if you don't show up for yourself, or if you don't believe in yourself, or if you give into negativity and all those different other things, right? So book a strategy call at trilliondollargovernmentcontracts.com with my team, right? You'll be able to get on a call with my team, and then we'll just figure out what is your what your circumstances are, what is your goals, your business goals, how much money are you making, how much do you want to make, how can we help you put together your strategy, right? Your plan and your specific strategy to help you get there. How many contracts ideally is going to take you to get there? All those things, we help you do the math. So the last thing on my list is top 10, number 10 is ignorance. Ignorance, right? And I can attest to that because I don't know it all. I don't know everything in the world. So I know my ignorance is helping me leave money on the table as well in other aspects. But when it comes to government contracting, I know there's a lot of money on the table, and I'm participating in that spin. And I'm helping as many people as I possibly can participate in that spin as well. But ignorance, right? Not knowing, and people trying to figure it out and trying to guess is leaving money on the table. So if I can tell you specifically for like a way to land 4 contracts and generate $1 million, put that in the chat. $1 million. Everybody wants to be a millionaire, right? But millions is far and deep, right? 1 million versus a million, if that's even a thing, right? There's a long stretch. But everybody has the potential of landing 4 contracts a year that will equal in total $1 million. And we have the strategy, and we're showing people exactly how to do that. But you have to execute. You have to be willing to do the work, right? But ignorance, not knowing how to do business with the government, not knowing how to bid, not knowing how to market yourself or who to market yourself to, or how to basically look for opportunities when you don't see any opportunities, and understanding what you're doing fully, that ignorance leaves $1 million on the table that you're not participating in. Even if you cleaned up 200,000 of that, right? You're still leaving 800,000 on the table, but at least you took some, right? You took a crumb, you got a piece of the pie, you got a slice of the cake, or all of that stuff, right? So if we can show you how to do that strategically, it doesn't mean that you're going to hit all million in the first year, but at least you have the plan, and you keep working the plan until you get that $1 million in your hand. Let the church say amen. All right, I'm just feeling a little goofy today, y'all. Y'all know me. I laugh. I like to laugh. I like to have fun. We can have fun and make millions at the same time, right? Right. We don't have to be all so serious. We can make money and make millions at the same time. By the way, David Matthews said, amen. Sending you my invoice of an 18 million today. Yes. 1 million is attainable with the plan. Absolutely, it's attainable with the plan. So, in fact, my book that just got released is called Don't Duck the Government. They Got Your Money. And it's all about how to make millions pitching and winning government contracts. So I'm excited that book is out. It's the golden ticket for those who are just looking for a way to start making real money in their business. And so you can actually go grab a copy of that at don'tduckthegovernmentbook.com. I wish I could put it up on the screen. Don'tduckthegovernmentbook.com. Go grab a copy of that book. But for all of you who are seriously looking for that $1 million game plan, and you want to know how you can get there in the next 12 to 24 months, right? I want to be realistic. You're not going to land $1 million in 6 weeks. No, you're not going to do that. And I'm not going to be the one to lie and tell you that. So if anybody tells you that, then I want you to run, right? Pray about it and run. But we can definitely give you a plan to start scooping up some of that money, hundreds of thousands within the next 6 to 12 months, and get to your millions within the next 12 to 24 months if you strategically execute the plan. All right. So we're going to help you devise the plan to be able to do that. All right. So that's it from me. For those of you who are ready for me to personally walk you through this blueprint to winning and pitching government contracts so that you can start having more money in your bank account, so that you can begin to invest in all this land that's hella cheap in certain places, right? That the developers are buying up 100 times over what you purchased it, so that you can rent out properties there and create cash flow and all of those things that create wealth. This is what we're doing in our program and with our clients, and we're doing it as a community and as a whole, and we're trying to reach and impact these Black and brown communities. Go ahead and schedule your call at trilliondollargovernmentcontracts.com. All right, we're going to look for you, and I promise we're going to do everything we can to help you get financed. If you don't have your own money, if you're not bringing your own coins to the table and able to pay what we the payment plans that we have in place, we're going to do everything in our power to help you get financed, and so you can use other people's money, right, so that you can create wealth. That's what it's all about. All right, so that's it for me today. You guys have a great weekend. It's been great. And just remember, it's all about creating a business of purpose, right, with profits and prosperity. That's exactly what I help you to do, to have a purpose-driven business that's creating profits so that you can live in prosperity. And prosperity is all about a mindset, so that you can release the abundance that you are that's for you, right? The abundance is already for you. You just have to be willing to get in position to claim it. It's for some of us, we have to get out of our own way to get through all of these hurdles, to stop telling ourselves no, to stop looking at the mountain and expecting it to move, but decide that we're going to get our rope and anchor it over the mountain so we can climb to get to the other side, right? It takes work to do that, right? You're going to sweat a little bit. It's not going to be easy. No. By the time you get to the top, you may be out of breath, but guess what? On your way down, it's going to be the easiest ride on the way down. Absolutely. Yes, yes, yes. So anyway, you guys have a great day. Love you, love you, love you, love you so much. And let's see. I don't even know how to hang up. We'll check you next time. All right. Peace out.